Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. For me, it's 5:30 in the morning and wanted to share this video right away before I got my day started. And I've been up since 4, so those of you guys know the way I roll. All right, so anyway, last night I had the opportunity to teach the advanced forms class at Action Karate. Thank you, Master McGill, for that opportunity. I don't get to teach very often, and it was great to teach you guys and go through Kong Song Kun, one of the advanced, one of the black belt forms. And one thing I shared with the group was this: the one thing that I saw that you guys needed was understanding your fundamentals, your stances, the front stance, back stance, side stance, sakurip, jase, the modified side slash front stance. Understand your blocks, the chambers of your blocks. Understand the fundamentals, the basics, the strikes, the kicks, all the positioning. All that comes through your basic training. And I was trained up in Tang Soo Do, or even before that with Taekwondo. Everything was basic fundamentals. You start with blocks, blocks, blocks. And you must understand the fundamentals. Speak to Master McGill if you have any questions. And so that was the number one thing that I shared with the group. Again, this is an advanced black belt class, so for the forms. And we worked on Kong Song Kun. The sequence, many were familiar with the sequence. However, there were questions about the chamber. Again, these are fundamental questions. It's not about the form. There wasn't any questions about about the character of the form, or what is one, sensing during the form. There was none of that, which is the most important part of the form when you are going to present the form, the energy of the form, the character of the form. Everyone had questions about the sequence and questions about the fundamental basics, like the chamber. There was a question about the chamber of the center chop in it. That is a fundamental, basic understanding of the basics. And so that's where I see there's a great need. So what I want to do, when I want to share with you a video. I'm sharing you right now my private group on strongonschool.com. And this is where I'm putting all my videos from my training, and also sharing what I'm doing to live strong at 65 going forward. And this is for me. If someone were to say, are you preparing for your 7th degree master level in Tang Soo Do? I would say yes. And they would ask, how so? I would say, I'm documenting it, and this is where I'm documenting. This is what I did for my 6th degree. I created not just my essays, but I also created blogs where I showed videos. So if you come here, it's free. It's free for anyone. Anyone can come here. You just come here, go to strongonschool.com. You come here, you'll see this. You'll click that and just join the standard $0 per month. If you want to come in, go a little bit higher, $9 a month, that's totally up to you. You don't need that. Okay, once you get in, you'll come to this here. Then you see at the top where it says classroom, click that. Okay, then you'll see this black belt test preparation. That's from me. Okay, and I'll share it with you guys. It's free. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm putting everything in here that I've compiled over the years, and what I'll be putting up as I move forward in my own training. All right, and so down over here, you'll see we have the forms, 1-steps, and all the stuff that I'll be sharing. I'll be sharing a lot more. And here's Kong Song Kun. Okay, and this is the form we worked on last night. And the question somebody came up to me was, okay, what do I do in this? They were talking about the fundamentals on the hands here, on the positioning of the hands. In the beginning, we go to the beginning of Kong Song Kun. It's got its own chumbi, and they had a question about what they did with the hands right over here, and right there. And I said, and then my first question was this: have you watched the video? And they said, they gave me a blank look, and no. And this is a 2nd degree black belt. And I says, do you have the video? And they said, no. And I'm thinking, why don't you have the video? And they they gave me a shoulder shrug. So I told them, look, get the video. And so this is my way of sharing that video. And I encourage them to have their parent send me an email, and I would send them the link to this so they can see the video. However, Master McGill, ask Master McGill if he has the video of your forms. You must get the video and start watching the forms so that you can understand how the form is done and watching it. And if you were to ask me, okay, what should you do on this part, that part, my first question to you would be, have you watched the form? And watch the form. And yeah, I would also ask, did you speak to your instructor? Did you speak to another student that might know the form? And my training, again, it's I started training 56 years ago. So my training is this: is when I trained, I would come on the mats and I was simply instructed to just train, and whatever questions I had, I mean, they gave the permission to ask questions. However, there was definitely in my mind, and it was understood, that if you have a question, get a journal, write it down, and when you're on the mats, just train. And there were opportunities during the training where you were given that opportunity to ask a question. Simply say, are there any questions? And at that moment, you would ask. Okay, you can now, training, in my training, we would go through the training, and then as we were training and drilling, and all of a sudden I had something that I didn't understand, my partner and I, or whomever I was with, I say, did you see that? Or how do I do this? I would ask whomever I was working with. Now, if no one knew, the instructors, I know certainly I did it. If I saw that somebody had a question, they were trying to figure something out, I would then go to them and help them out. Sometimes I simply wouldn't. And that would be a message to them, because my students knew me. They would know that, okay, Master Lisyaga wants us to figure this out. And, so they knew really not to ask me a question while they were drilling. Just train. And that's how I was trained. Again, every instructor, their methodology in passing on the knowledge is how they do it. This is how I do it. I really want a student to train themselves and to be independent, knowing they have access to knowledge. Yes, maybe to their with their instructor, or these days on the internet, at the library. When I was a kid, it was at the library. We didn't have the technology. Now we do. I have access to anything that I have a question about. And this is why I have this here. So I can put all my stuff up there. Anyone has a question, I tell them to come here. And then if they want to get together with me, then we can schedule that, create a time, a moment where we can dedicate time for specific training. And so that's what I recommend. So anyway, if you want to come on here and jump on here, become part of this community, you can. You can do it for free. You can come to the classroom and you can have access to that. And then you can always message me any questions. But more importantly, videotape yourself doing it and share it with me. And then I will then take my time to look at it and share what I would suggest, send that back to you, and that would be here, and then you would then work on it on your own. And that's the best way, because once you do it on your own, you figure it out, you get it quicker than faster. And I can tell you what to do, but you do it on your own, you'll learn it faster, you'll retain it, and you'll be a better martial artist, and you'll be in a great position to be a teacher and pass on the knowledge. All right, so anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know if you have any questions. Become part of my community if you want. Be sure you speak to Master McGill. That's your head instructor. Everything, go to him. It's his responsibility to make sure you are prepared for your test. And more importantly, it's your responsibility to make sure you're prepared for your test. If you need any help from me, more than happy. But this is what I got for you. All right. Have a great day, guys. Take care. Bye.